Right, hello everyone, and welcome back to another live stream. Apologies with the delay in the start time. I had a few technical issues, as I always do. For some reason, I couldn't get my camera to turn on via the live stream link. Long story, but anyway, today's stream we're going to be talking about the game yesterday where we suffered our first defeat of the season. Gutting, really. I kind of don't really know what to say for this live stream because I've been caught in like completely different moods. I've had an angry mood because of the comments and what I'm reading online. I'm angry with the players with how they performed against Bradford, and then at times I feel like deflated because there's so much negativity. So I don't really know how this live stream is going to go for me, and I'm going to try my best to be as normal as possible, but I feel like it's going to be quite difficult because, yes, yesterday wasn't great against Bradford. I went to the game and I put more effort in me driving safely on a 6 hour round trip to the stadium than the actual players performed in the 90 minutes. So, yeah, I'm frustrated. I'll be honest with you. We've got to sort this out because, unfortunately, the first three games of the season have been roughly the same in terms of how we've been playing. Going forward's a problem. We can defend at times, but the way we were moving the ball about yesterday was not good enough. And we played against a side that played the exact same formation and system as what we did, yet they worked so much harder than what we did. They won their battles all across the pitch. They did everything right. They did the basics correct, and they wanted it more. We didn't. And I don't know what these players expected because you can't just turn up and you're going to get 3 points. That's not how it works. You know, you can get away with it in some games, but not every week you can't. So the players have got to... I just hope it's a wake-up call. And when you lose a game of football, what do you got to do next? You've got to react, you've got to respond, and you've got to come back and win the next game and get 3 points. Tuesday night against Wigan's now a must-win. And if we don't win the game, unfortunately, the pressure is going to be on Matt Bloomfield. Now, there is lots of talk online about what he did with the formation, with the system. For me personally, I've been very strong about this, and I would be contradicting myself if I didn't say the same thing, because I said it about Rob Edwards. If you don't have the right personnel available, and the balance of the team is impacted because you don't have the right personnel, then you've got to adapt. You've got to change the system. You've got to change the formation. Now, I find it quite strange because Matt Bloomfield, when he was at Wickham, he did change. He did adapt. So why is he not doing it now when we don't have the players that can play the system yet? That's what I'm not understanding. Okay, Cohen Bramall is getting up to match sharpness. A bit frustrating, really, that we've taken so long to sign a left wing back. We should have brought in a left wing back in a lot sooner. That is a fault on the recruitment team. They should have got that. They should have done that better. Right wing back, okay, Isaiah Jones is out. You can't really help that. But you've got Walters and then you've got Kadoa. So you've got two right wing backs there. But again, Kadoa needed to gain match sharpness. So a lot of it comes down to why didn't we not just sign players in a lot sooner than we did? Imagine if we brought in players 2 weeks sooner. We would be in a much better position because we would have players more up to speed, and then the balance of the team wouldn't be as impacted. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating, really. Just remembered that I haven't updated my sub count, so I need to do that. So let me quickly do that right now. Let me know what you learnt from the game against Bradford while I update the subscriber count. What am I on now? Okay, that's how much. Let me change that. So 5,264. Let's see if we can hit 6,000 subscribers before the end of the football season. So let me read out a couple of your messages in the chat. So, Philip, you've put, I hope I can express an opinion without people jumping on me. Shouldn't the club really have been in a position to sign players who would hit the ground running and challenging, not the ones they have brought in? Yeah, I agree. I think, well, it looks like it's a bad decision now, doesn't it, Philip? It looks like the players we've brought in should have come in, 3 weeks, 2 weeks sooner. And if they did, we would be in a much better position. Because now we're in a position now, we're going to go in to the game against Wigan on Tuesday, and we're asking the question, who's going to play left wing back? Is Cameron Bramall able to play 60 minutes? He's played 45 minutes now. He played 45 minutes against Coventry, 45 minutes against Bradford. He set up the goal against Bradford. So we need him quickly getting up to match sharpness. But again, you don't want to rush him because then he gets injured. And then if he gets injured, who's going to play left wing back for a while? So yeah, it's not a good position to be in. I think we actually need to go out and sign a left wing back. We need to get another one in. We need more cover in that role. Because we're going to continue playing 5 at the back. And the reason why we're going to continue playing 5 at the back is because we can't get rid of certain players. This is the problem. We've got too many players from last season. I knew we weren't going to get rid of every player. It's impossible to do that because you need another club to want your players. And because some of our players have been performing quite badly over the last 18 months, clubs don't really want to touch them. So we're in a position where we've got to use these players basically. So it's either use them or let them rot in the reserves. And you're not going to do that, unfortunately. And then because you're going to be paying their wages and then you're going to bring replacements in. On a financial basis, you're just not going to do that. It won't make sense to do that. So we're left in this position where we've got to use players that have not performed well. And unfortunately, the squad right now, it does suit the back 5. It does suit the wing backs. It don't really suit another formation. I would love us to play a 4-3-3, a 4-2-3-1, but the issue is we don't have wide attacking players. And okay, let me rephrase that. We do have wide attacking players, but the issue is we've got to use those wide attacking players as wing backs because we just don't have enough cover. So I guess the answer to what I'm actually going to get to is we need to sign more players. That's what we're left with. We've still got to sign 2 to 3 players before the window ends, but I don't think we can do that because the squad's quite big and we need players to go. I think Woodrow not being involved in the game against Bradford means he might be leaving, so that is definitely a position which we can bring in a player in. Could that be a wide player? Could that be a left wing back? Hopefully we'll find out soon. Bloomfield did confirm that actually we're not going to bring a player in before Tuesday. Okay. But can we bring a couple more in before the window closes? I think it's essential. From what I've seen so far, we've got to. And it's a shame, really, because the players on paper, actually, some of them come across to me as good signings. But the issue is we've signed them a bit too late in the window. We should have brought them in a little bit sooner. Philip, you've also commented saying, shouldn't the recruitment team find the odd player that they never find any diamonds? Well, again, I say this to people all the time. In terms of recruitment, you're never going to get every signing correct. But if you get more than 50% of your signings right, it means you're going to have something special about, your season. So I think it's a bit too early to judge the new players. From what I've seen so far, Saville's not good enough at the moment. From someone who's got so much international experience and also championship experience, he hasn't performed well. I do like Keeley. I think Keeley will come good in the end. I do like Nigel Longvike. I do like Naki Wells. And I also do like Kadua. Hopefully we get to see more of them in the near future. But yeah, those are the signings which I like at this moment in time. Naismith, of course, we know what we get with Naismith, but I don't think he's performed at the level which he brought to the football club last season. Danny, you've commented saying we need Ali and Yates to play up front together. Unfortunately, because we've got no fit wing backs, we can't do that right now. George, you've commented saying yesterday was just awful from minute 1 to finish. The players didn't look up for it. Clark and Kadua were the only ones trying, and I thought Bramall was good when he came on. We need a big reaction on Tuesday. 100%, I think we do need a reaction on Tuesday. Apparently, I'm saying Kadua's name wrong. I don't know how to pronounce it. They pronounced it a really weird way. I think it was in an interview which I heard, and I was just like, that don't make any sense on how to pronounce his name. So I might call him Gids, because that's what they've been nicknaming him in the interviews as well. Talking about, we're going to get Gids on the right-hand side. So I might call him Gids. I really don't know. I need to figure it out. Morning, Mick. How you doing? George, you've also commented saying window is still open. Need someone that will help us out. Adam Reach is a free agent and would be good for League One. The problem is, George, because he's a free agent, he probably won't be up to match sharpness. And then we kind of need someone to, if we are going to sign a player, we need to sign a player that's going to come in and hit the ground running, who's already at that match sharpness, which we need him to be, rather than someone which we've got to build up, I'm afraid. We can't, I think we're waiting far too long now for these players to get up to match sharpness. Jelly Belly 27, one decent 45 minutes in 3 games and collapse in our first tough one, losing our way as a club. Hopefully we just can bounce back. I don't really know what to say. It's far too early to say where we're going to finish this season. On what we've seen so far, I can definitely say it won't be top half. It'd be mid-table at best from what I've seen if we don't improve. But I can't imagine this is the best we're going to show. I can't believe that will be the best we will show. I do think it will get better. I just don't know how long it's going to take. And that's the problem. I don't think fans are going to be patient to wait. I don't expect people to be patient because the squad on paper, and we're going to keep saying this phrase, is a very good squad. There ain't many squads better, but the problem is other squads are well balanced. They've got the formula right, and we don't. We don't have that formula right. The midfield doesn't have the right dynamic, isn't controlling games, isn't producing what it needs to produce, isn't winning its battles. That, for me, is what I find the biggest problem. Not even the wing-backs. For me, personally, it's the midfield. I've not been happy with the midfield across our first 3 games. Wing-backs-wise, okay, you might have a little bit of an imbalance there. But if you can't get the midfield right, that's where your problems are going to be, because you need the midfield to link the stuff up. You need them to kind of protect the defence and support the attack and link everything all together, and it's not doing it. So the midfield for me is the problem, and the best midfield, the best game so far in terms of midfield performance was against Coventry, and that was Zach Nelson and Walsh. Is that the right midfield going forward? Let me know in the chat. Mick, you've commented saying, looks like we missed Naki Wells. I think we did. Luton lad, morning. Morning, Philip. How you doing? How you doing, Danny? I hope you're doing well. Hattersman, you've commented saying, drop the 3 at the back straight away. Don't care if Matt Bloomfield thinks we don't have the players for the 4 at the back. We partially don't have the players for 3 at the back either. We offer nothing in attack. Attack's better than the negative tactics. But the problem is who do you play as the left back and right back? So we're left in the same position. We're left in the same, scenario. This is the thing. We're in the same position. It doesn't matter if we change the formation. The players are not fit regardless what. If we're going to play 4 at the back or if we're going to play 3 at the back, they're not fit. The issue is we didn't sign players quick enough to build them up to match sharpness. Yes, okay, we got unfortunate with a few injuries, but they're not fit. And it's the same. I feel like we're having the same conversations all the time. Martin, you've put Miss Chris Makosso big time. I felt we would have lost regardless if he was in the team, if I'm being honest with you, Martin. Mark, you've commented saying, I thought Keeley's passing was poor. Yeah, he didn't have a great afternoon. I honestly think 2 players had a good game. 2 players had a good game. And that was Kadoa and also Clark. They're the only 2 for me that I felt had a good game, tried to do something. G1K2, you've commented saying, still a lot of players not back from injuries. Will be some time before we get an effective settled team formation, I expect. Agree, need another forward, a speedy one with good ball skills ideally. If I'm being honest with you, I don't want us to sign a striker because the striker's not going to get the service. I want us to sign a winger. I want someone, that's what I want. I want a winger. I want someone who can play left and on the right-hand side. Basically another Ali. That's what I want. I want another Ali. Because if we sign another Ali, that will then give us more tactical and more formation flexibility. We can then play the 4 at the back because then we've got the wide players to do it. So yeah, I would rather we bring in a wide player. I don't think a signing a striker for me won't solve anything because they're not going to get this. They're not going to get the service. So I think signing a striker would be pointless in my eyes personally. That's how I view it. Phil, you've commented saying we need a right back. See, this is where I would disagree on the right back scenario because we've already got 2 right backs. So we don't need another one, if that makes sense. We do need a left back though. So you put we need a right back. I do think we need a left back, which you've said. And you went a goal scoring attacking midfielder or striker, someone willing and able to shoot outside the box. Also, we need to have confidence to go through the middle. We need to do something through the middle because we're just not good enough. Ryan, you've commented saying, I feel like Sweet and the board have maybe too much say behind the scenes when it comes to the team and style of play. It's obvious they want to build the squad on a budget but trust the managers. So I'm going to give people a little bit of an insight here. It's nothing to do with Sweet. And I know this because I've spoken to people at the football club. The Sweet and the board do not have anything to do with the style of play. It's to do with the recruitment team and Matt Bloomfield and the coaching staff. They have no involvement. The only involvement which Gary Sweet and the board have is setting the budgets for the transfer budget and also negotiating players. So what they would do is the recruitment team will go, right, we like this player, negotiate the deal for it. That's their involvement. They don't have involvement on the style. All they want is a team that can win games of football. That's what they want at the end of the day. They don't have that much in control. And just to point out as well, because I think people have massively forgotten this and they don't know, Matt Bloomfield, who was a club legend at Wycombe, he left the football club due to having a fallout with the owners. Bearing in mind, he's a club legend, yeah? He left. He just walked away because he wasn't getting what he wanted. If he's not going to get what he wants here at Luton, he will walk away like he did at Wycombe. Think about it. He walked away being a club legend at a football club like Wycombe. He will do the exact same with Luton. No problem. He's got nothing. He's got no loyalty to us. He's never achieved anything with us. He can walk away. So, if he's not getting what he wants, he will, I personally think he will just walk away. Tyler, you've commented saying, totally agree, Lewis. Can't see it change. Can't see us changing formation. Yesterday was an indicator that we are desperately crying out for wing backs. Alfie Doughty replacement, and I believe we still need a right wing back personally. I don't agree on the right wing back because we've got Walters and Isaiah Jones. So then you've got Kadoa, who that's 3 players that can play as a right wing back. So if we was to sign another one, you've got 4 players there. So that's too much competition. I think when everyone eventually is fit, it's too much down on that right hand side. Whereas on the left, we're forcing Nigel Longvike, who's not a natural wing back, Ali, who's not a natural wing back, and Cohen Bramall, who's the only natural left wing back. Joe Johnson, can he do a job there? I'm not too sure. I still think he's got a lot to learn. He's very inexperienced. So that's the area which I think we need. Left wing back 100%. And as you've brought up Alfie Doughty, actually, guess what? He's out injured from Millwall. He's done his hamstring. Funny enough, he'd done his hamstring multiple times at Luton. So maybe that was just an ongoing him problem. Ryan, you've commented saying we should have signed a left back as soon as JJ got injured. They knew Doughty was likely going to go. Lost Bell and Ali isn't really a defensive minded. Yeah, we've been having this discussion actually, me and my dad, about why didn't the club expect Alfie basically. Let me try and get the words out of my mouth. Me and my dad spoke about this plenty of times in the car journeys, saying about the club knew that Alfie would get interest. So why didn't we not bring in a backup choice left wing back? Because we needed one anyway. We could have signed Cohen Bramall weeks ago. This is what I don't get. We could have signed him weeks ago. So why did we take so long to bring in cover where we could have had the cover through the door already? That frustrates me. So yeah, I agree. We should have brought in cover. At the very least. And then if Alfie left, at least you've got the player there. Phil, you've commented saying we're trying to play with wing backs and we haven't got wing backs. It's craziness. I know, but we don't have full backs. This is the thing. We don't have anyone who can play there. Right now, we don't have fit players to play in that roles. This is the issue because Isaiah Jones is out injured. Don't know when he's coming back. Walters has done his groins, so that's your two right backs gone. You then at left back, you've got Cohen Bramall. JJ's out, so this is the thing. We've got no fullbacks, so regardless of what formation and what system we're going to play, we're going to have to force players to play in unnatural positions until the players we need are back. But regardless if we don't have natural players playing in that position, I still don't think that those areas are the problem. For me, it's the midfield. I'm still going to say the midfield, because across 3 games, the midfield have been terrible. You know, in terms of wing-back play, against Bradford, we managed to score a goal from Bramall on the left-hand side. So the wing-backs had impact. Kadoa also had an impact. So attacking-wise, they did some sort of job against Bradford, but defending-wise, definitely didn't. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, the midfield for me is the problem. It's such an imbalanced midfield, and we need to get that right. I can't tell you what the best midfield is. I can't work out what it is. I really don't know. I think Matt Bloomfield has got to make a ruthless decision and drop a big name and have a big name on the bench. They're not going to like it, and it might upset the core of the squad. But if it makes the team better and it makes the team click, he might have to do it. And when we announced Cal Naismith as the captain, that for me was the moment I knew we're not going to change the 3 at the back system. Because Cal Naismith, being the captain, you're going to start every week. He's not going to play in a back 4. I think he can. Can he play as a defensive midfielder? Could that be a good option? You know, remember against Derby where he played in the midfield. Could that be a better option going forward? Could we play him in the midfield and maybe the dynamic would be a bit better? Something's got to change, because the midfield for me, we're not controlling games. Although we're controlling possession and we've had more possession than the opponent, we're not doing anything with the ball. We're not breaking teams down. We're not looking after it in the right areas of the pitch. So something has got to change with that midfield. No heart, no fight, players not fit, players playing out of position, no goal threat, second best all over the pitch. Sounds familiar, it's last season all over again. Well, I can't really argue with that comment, can I? Martin, you've commented saying, my worry is that Bloomfield said that we'll play attractive attacking football. When is it going to start? Well, okay, this is another point which I want to bring up, actually. So, regards to this new style of football which Bloomfield is trying to play, it's not going to click straight away. I think people were expecting we're going to beat every team 5-0. We're not going to do that. It's going to take time. Just suffered back-to-back relegations. It's not going to be a quick fix. Look, I want things to get better. Don't get me wrong. And hopefully it does get better in the next couple of weeks. But it is going to take time. I can't deny that. It is going to take time. We're not going to see it next week, I don't think. You need to build towards it. You know, Nathan Jones, when he played this diamond formation, we didn't click straight away. It took months for it to click. And then when it started to click, we still didn't achieve what we wanted to achieve. We achieved it the following year. And that was, when we got to the playoffs and we got beat by Blackpool, the following year got better. And we played the same way. So it got better. And with Matt Bloomfield at Wycombe, the style of football, it got better when he got given time. But I don't think Luton fans are going to give Matt Bloomfield time. From what I've seen online, I don't think he's going to get it. And don't get me wrong, I think managers, you've got to deserve the time, you've got to earn it, and the only way you earn it is by getting results. So, okay, right now we're not quite clicking, but as long as he keeps getting results, that will keep him in the job, and that's what will give him the time. So at the moment, it's 2 wins and 3, it's 2 points a game. If we bounce back against Wigan and get a win, that's 3 wins and 4. Now, if you're someone from the outside looking in and you don't know anything about Luton, you'll look at that and go, that's a good start to a season. 3 wins out of 4. So we've got to bounce back and we need to start trying to produce some performances. But the players have got to take some responsibility. And I don't think a new manager solves this, by the way. I don't think this idea of sacking Bloomfield will work. I don't think a new manager comes in and fixes things. I really don't. Because for me, you've still got the same core of players. That's the problem. So until we get a proper refresh, it ain't going to happen. Yes, we've signed, 10 players? But yet, we're not seeing a couple of them at the moment. So that's how I see it. Aiden, you've put since when we've lost to Coventry, we've sort of dropped our head against Bradford. Yeah. Martin, you've commented saying we should leave judgment until window is closed. If the window was closed, I would be more concerned. Yeah, I think I'm kind of down that route, Martin. You know, right? If you were to say to me right now, this is the squad for until January, I would be concerned. Brian, you've commented saying we will end up 11th or 12th with the way it's looking. At the moment, yeah, probably by the way it's looking. But then again, we've got 2 points per game. So if we carry on 2 points per game over the course of the season, I can't see us finishing 11th or 12th. But yeah, things do need to improve because we are going to play against better opponents. Ryan, you've commented saying... where's the comment? When Welsh came on yesterday, we were making a lot more forward passes. It's like we are scared to concede first, so we sit back. When Welsh came on, though, we were 2-0 down, so that's why we were making a lot more forward passing. George, you've commented saying Welsh needs to start. He showed something yesterday as well. I think Welsh has been good recently. Martin, you've commented saying regarding Keeley, who in the stands keeps pressing the X button on the controller like it's Pez. I think we need to trust his passing ability. He does have it in his locker, but I think he needs players to show a bit of movement as well. Mark, you've commented saying I thought Walsh was putting some effort when he came on. He did. I thought he did have a good sub appearance. Harrison, you've commented saying, do you think we should worry about finishing outside the top 6? Not yet. I think we need to wait until after the transfer window and after we've seen a couple more games. I think it's far too early. Lee, you've commented saying we absolutely need someone creative to come in and a left back as priority. The loss of Asgard is hurting us. For me, though, I don't even think Asgard would have solved this issue, because if you actually think about it, Asgard didn't actually create many chances. If you look at his stats last year, he didn't create much. So I don't disagree about needing someone creative, but the issue is, my problem is, how is that creative player going to get the ball? Because right now we can't even, do 3 passes together. That's my concern. We can't even get the ball from defence to midfield properly without giving it away. If only Chong played well as a winger. See, this is another thing, Chong. So he is technically a wide player, an attacking midfielder. When he eventually gets fit, is he going to be the answer? This is a question mark here. I personally don't see it because he's not consistent enough. Matt Bloomfield believes in him. Obviously, he sees him a lot more than I do in training. So, is he the answer? Is Chong going to be the answer to what we need? Let me know down in the live chat. Imagine if he is. Imagine if Chong has the season which we all thought he was going to have last year. Lee, you've commented saying the big difference with Matt Bloomfield at Luton is the salary he's on here. He won't walk away. He will walk away. If he's not going to get what he wants, he'll walk away like most managers do. Money isn't what you think it is now. Like, they will walk away. They're not going to put their reputation, their record on the line. They'll just walk. So, yeah, he will walk, personally. Jones is out long term. Walter's still developing, and Kandoa isn't a natural wing back. He's a striker. Well, Kandoa's a right winger who he filled in as a wing back at Wickham a few times. But I just personally think if you sign a right wing back, when they're all eventually fit, you've got a problem. So I feel like you can avoid that problem at the moment. You can avoid it. I would rather we look at left wing back. Right wing back for me is not an issue. Alex, you've commented saying, I think we will regret letting Bell go. I personally massively disagree with that. All my Charlton mates been saying he's been class for them, and they have kept 2 clean sheets in 2 games. For me, I don't think we will regret letting Bell go. I think we would have got the same issue. If he was in the team right now, I think we still have the same issue. Because Cal Naismith is essentially playing in his position. Mark, you've commented saying, I'm sure Johnson must be League One standard. I don't think he is, Mark. I think he's still got so much learning to do. Jones isn't a right back, he's a winger. He's a right wing back. He's been a right wing back for years for Borough. So he is a right wing back. He might not be a right back, but he's a right wing back. Which I think is the same thing. Right back, right wing back, same thing. In my eyes, it's the same thing. George, you commented saying Stevenage are dark horses this season, top of the league. At the moment, they've had a fantastic start, but their fixtures are going to get a lot tougher. Hey Lewis, do you think we will be looking at a battering versus Wigan on Tuesday? No, I don't think Wigan will batter us, and if they do, then we're in for a long year. We're in for a very long season if that happens. Northside, you've donated £5. Thank you so much for the donation, and you've commented saying, as someone that has close Ghanaian mates, Kodoa is pronounced Kodoa. Kodoa. I thought... Is that right? I don't know. I've heard like people pronounce it with an I. Oh no, how can I get off the message? Oop. Oh, here we go. But thank you for the £5 donation, much appreciated. Tyler, you've commented saying, I expect us to dictate play and show our quality on paper, but poor halves continue, or playing good in one half in games is not good enough. I knew... Oh, where's the... I was reading that comment. Where are you gone? Sorry, Tyler. I was reading your message. Where is it gone? Here we go. So you put, I expected us to dictate play and show our quality on paper, but poor halves continue, or playing good in one half in games not good enough. I knew we wouldn't beat Bradford. I said 1-1, so didn't expect a loss. I said a draw. I said if we managed to walk away with something, I would have been very happy with it, because Bradford are going to be a tough team to take points off, especially at their ground. Not many teams are going to go there and win. It'd be interesting to see what Stockport and Huddersfield do. But Bradford, they look really good this year. 7 points after 3 games is a good return, especially how they're back in League One. Hatsman, you've put, getting results early doors, papers over the cracks for Edwards last season. Need to be careful with that. But the thing is, though, with Edwards, the results early doors, they were hardly results. And what I mean by that is, with Edwards, he should have gone a lot sooner than he did. But what he would do was, he would win one game, and then we wouldn't win anything for the next couple of games afterwards. So essentially, if Matt Bloomfield wins the next game, it's kind of different, because we're bouncing back with a win rather than continuing to drop points. I think it's far too early to compare it to last season. For me, it's far too early. I believe the reason why it's not looking great right now is because we're not got the right personnel. The right personnel is not on the pitch. It's not formulating correct. You know, we're not impacting games. We're not affecting games. The dynamic in defence, midfield, attack, it's just not right. And until we get that bit right, that's when we start getting results. But like results and decent performances. But right now, we're only getting results. It's 2 wins out of 3. I think some of the reaction online, and I'll be honest with you, it does come across like we've lost every game so far this season, when we actually haven't. We've picked up 6 points out of 9. It's not terrible. You know, Huddersfield lost against Blackpool 3-2. They couldn't beat a 10-man Blackpool team. So we're on the same points as them, yet they've performed a bit better than us. But we're still on the same points as them. So hopefully we can just get better. This possession football isn't effective in lower leagues. It is and it isn't. Like Nathan Jones proved that it was. This is what I mean. Like, we're not going to hoof the ball constantly. No one wants to see that. You know, we've witnessed that for months. But Nathan Jones, he managed to get possession-based football, and he got us playing really attractive. You know, we don't need to have the ball constantly all the time. It's what you do with the possession. Martin, you've commented saying calling for Bloomfield is a joke after one game. Bloomfield is the right fit for us. I personally think we just need to give him time. You know, it's going to take time. It's not gonna. I never thought it would click straight away. And if you look at his record at Wycombe, it didn't click straight away. It got better the more you gave him time. But at Wycombe, he was always going to get that time. With us, is he going to get it? And I just don't. I think there's so much expectation. And if he does not, you know, if we're not at least competing for promotion, I think he's going to lose his job. And we'll have to wait and see what happens over the course of the year. But it's far too early to judge it. But yeah, I disagree with people saying sack him, because we're just asking for trouble. I think if we sack him, we're asking for trouble. Mason, you've commented saying feel bad for Yates, no service at all, and playing up front on his own doesn't work. The thing is with Yates, so I do agree with you, Mason. He had no service, but then when he did get the service, so there was 2 fantastic balls that got delivered into the box, and it went across the 6-yard box. Both by McGuinness, by the way, who I thought had a shocking game. But the 2 good things he did in the game were these 2 crosses. And the first cross happened in the first half on the right-hand side. Beautiful ball across that 6-yard box. No one attacked it. It was such a dangerous ball. No one went for it. And then the second half, it happened again. But this time, Yates was a lot closer to it. And he didn't anticipate the cross. He didn't do that diving header. And if he did a diving header or got a single touch to that ball, it would have gone in, because it was such a well delivered ball. The pace of the ball, any touch from a player, it was going in. So although yeah, I agree, Yates had no service, but when we did put that decent ball in, he was nowhere near that ball. So that was my issue. But yeah, I agree. Up front on his own, it didn't work. He didn't have people around him. He was very isolated. Harrison, you've commented saying, I do think a lot of people are overreacting. Huddersfield lost to 10 men. Good teams will have bad days at the office. Yes, I do agree with you, Harrison. We were never going to go invincible this year. Invincible is a hard thing to do. We're going to lose games of football for me. But I didn't expect this reaction on one game. I really didn't expect this reaction. I do think it's very it is overreacting. And I feel like it's going to keep being like this. And the fans need to stop, because we're going to lose games of football. In fact, I don't even know how many games Birmingham lost last year. Let's have a quick look. I know so I looked at their start to the season, and Birmingham, they did lose against Charlton, but their first defeat didn't come until October. So it's about how we respond. It's how we react. So let me have a quick look. So Birmingham, let me quickly, so League One, let's have a quick, change the year to last year. Right, so Birmingham lost 3 games over the course of the season, and then Wrexham, who finished second, lost 8 games. So there's your benchmark there. You can't lose another 7 more games. And Wrexham got, 90 odd points? Yeah, Wrexham got 92 points and got 2 points per game. So yeah, we can't lose another seven more games, basically, if we really want those top 2. So I guess look at it like that. Jelly Belly 27, you put the only positive for me yesterday was that it was only 2 goals. It could have been 5. Play like that again and we'll be hammered at some point this season. We will, yeah, I agree. We can't afford to perform like that. So hopefully, we don't. Will Naki Wells be back for the Wigan game on Tuesday? We were missing him yesterday. So Matt Bloomfield said in the interview after the game he would be touch and go. If he doesn't play against Wigan on Tuesday, he would definitely be back for the Cardiff game next Saturday. Jelly Belly 27, yes, Naki Wells should be back, was Only a little niggle. Yes, exactly that. Danny, thank you for the donation, mate. You've given me £2 donation. Thank you so much. I've gone past lots of comments here. Jelly Belly 27, you put only 14 likes, Lewis. Is that on the stream? Please smash the like button on the stream, guys. It does help the video perform better on YouTube. Tyler, you put credit to Bradford. Defo deserved to win, but we are just so sloppy on the ball. Yeah, I thought Bradford were amazing. I knew going into the game it would have been our toughest game on paper. In fact, it could be tougher than the Cardiff game, actually. I haven't seen how well Cardiff performed. I know they won 3-0 against Rotherham, but Rotherham are a very poor side this year. So it'd be interesting to see what Cardiff do tomorrow, on Tuesday, actually. I don't know who they've got. Let me have a quick look. Cardiff. Where are you, Cardiff? Let me have a quick look to see who they've got on Tuesday. So Cardiff have on Tuesday AFC Wimbledon, so that'd be a tough game. I like to see how well they break them down, because Wimbledon, for me, since they've played us, they've picked up 6 points. Could we see Nordas and Yates up top together? Potentially. My LTFC wife and oldest listen to you all the time, and also quite impressed with your analysis. Give Alex and Kathy in Eton Bray a shout. Kathy's the wife. Well, thank you, Kathy and Eton, for... give Alex and Kathy... Yeah, thank you, Alex and Kathy, for watching my videos. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Ryan, you've commented saying, as fans, we know we're not... Wait, sorry, let me go back. Eton Bray, a shout out. Where's Eton Bray? Is that Australia? I don't even think I'm actually pronouncing that correct. Sorry, Ryan, I was actually reading your comment there. As fans, we know we're not going to win every game. That's fine. What isn't fine is not putting in the effort and not turning up. Yeah, I do agree with that. Harvey, you've commented saying, bit funny when Mark comes back in the team we can't defend. I don't find that funny, Harvey. I really don't. I find it quite upsetting. Mark, you've commented saying 2 shots on target is shocking for all the possession we had. I thought we had 3 shots on target. I know it doesn't make any difference, but I'm just saying, I thought we had more. Why on earth did we sell Josh Nerfield? Because at the time he was not good enough, and then he went and played Football League and he gained match experience, and then he got better. That's what happens, because he wasn't getting in the first team at Luton. We were in the Championship at the time. He goes to AFC Wimbledon. He learns, he develops, plays regularly, and guess what? He's now rebuilding his career, and he's having a good career. He's now playing League One for Bradford, performing very well. But we sold him because he wasn't good enough at the time. So there's your answer. Hattersman commented saying, don't think it's expectation so much, just frustration. I think there is a lot of expectation. I think everyone expects us to win every game. I think there are fans out there that actually honestly believe that. Yates is a striker who prefers to play with his feet. His headers should be worked on in training. I don't think he's going to work on his headers. I found it really stupid from us to keep lumping the ball to him when he's not actually the best in the air. He really isn't great in the air. Why isn't Nordas getting in the box? I was saying that at the time, Mark. He kept drifting out wide. He was like the one putting in the cross into the box. I was like, it should be the other way around. Why is he not doing it? You know, it should be our wing backs crossing the ball into the box. Right, where am I? If we were a club with ambition, we would have signed Lowe. I don't think Yates is the future, and look at Lowe, 2-2 for him. The issue with Lowe is he might get recalled back in January. This is the problem, whereas at least with Yates, you know you've got him for the season unless he picks up an injury. Whereas with Lowe, there's no guarantee we have him for the full season. So are you risking having a player that might only be at the football club for 6 months and then gets recalled back? That's the issue, I think, there. Yates is 28. He's a proven League One striker who scored 20 goals last time here in League One. So he's more than capable of being the answer to what we need this year. We just need to provide him the service. Fanny and Ali both disappointing start to the season. Wonder if injured or want away. I disagree that they want to leave the football club. Fanny obviously his pre-season got impacted because he suffered a concussion. So we're building him up, at the start of this season. So I think he's more injury related and match sharpness, whereas Ali, I think, is just performing really poorly. But I do think that's because he is playing out of position. Jelly Belly, you've put the reaction isn't a loss on one game, it's the performance over 3. We are worried. I understand why people are worried, don't get me wrong. I'm also worried myself. I'm not acting like, we've been perfect 10 out of 10. But the thing is, Jelly Belly, even if we performed well in the first 2 games, I still think the reaction would have been this bad if we lost a game. I'm convinced of it. There are people out there online that just want Matt Bloomfield to fail. They keep calling him a PE teacher. They keep slagging the board off every single moment. There are people that are thriving off Luton being bad. There are literally people out there, and I can name you social media accounts that are doing this because they respond to every single one of my posts, and it does my head in. And I have little nicknames which I call them, which I can't unfortunately say on YouTube because I will get banned. But let's just say they are not PG, and I really want them to stop commenting on my post. But anyway, but there are people, I do think the reaction would have happened regardless of what the first 2 games of the season would have been like. Even if we did perform a bit better going forward, I still think you would have got this reaction. This is my problem. So I understand, first 3 performances, it hasn't been great, but still, we've still managed to get 6 points out of 9, which is still not bad. If we can get points when we're not playing well, imagine what we can do when we do start playing well. That's what I hope we start getting towards, but how long it's going to take, that unfortunately I can't give an answer for. Harvey, you've commented saying, what do you make of taking Ali off after 20 minutes? The correct decision. He was 1 foul away of getting sent off, basically. You can't have a player that's basically on the verge of getting sent off. And with Bradford, with their crowd behind him, the referee would have had a lot of pressure. So if Ali did one thing out of line, they would have targeted him as well. He needed to come off. I thought his yellow card was very silly. A very stupid yellow card to get. Didn't need it to do it at all. Philip, you've put, the problem is we've already been struggling for 2 years. The thought of not leveling out upsets the supporters. Of course, Philip, I do get that. Like, don't get me wrong. I've also witnessed what everyone else has witnessed. But the difference is I'm being patient a bit more. Whereas I think other people are just, they're not willing to be patient. We've suffered back to back. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be bang, we're a changed team. It's not going to be that. I wish it was. It's just not, unfortunately. We've still got too many of the same players. The difference for Birmingham was when they came down, the reason why it went like that for them was because they were able to literally sign players straight away. They had a lot of money behind them. Yes, we've got money behind them, but they had quite a lot of a reset in the squad. A lot of their players were out of contract, so they were able to release a lot of their players, whereas we've still got so many players from last season still at the football club. That's the problem. If we had the Birmingham, situation where we were able to release so many of our players, happy days. We could have proper rebuild and maybe have clicked straight away. But we've not had that opportunity because we've still got some of the same players from last year. So I think that has an impact, unfortunately. Darren, you've put, I think the problem is that Luton for so long have been the underdog, and when we are the favourites, we don't seem to be able to adapt and control games. It's not in our DNA. And that, for me, is what really frustrates me. It's like, why can't we change the DNA of the football club? I want to stop being this underdog. I want to be just Luton. I just want to be a team that, plays good football, that always puts in effort, and beats a team that's really tough to beat. That's what I want to be. Dan, you've commented, as a Bradford fan, you looked exactly like Wickham. Possession-based and slow moving it forward. We consistently win at home with less than 40% Yeah, I thought you were fantastic at home. If you improve your away form, I think you're going to be right up there for the playoffs. But that's obviously the biggest question. Can you improve the away form? The great games, you've commented saying, think we need a mega switch up for Tuesday. If possible, take McGuinness out, but not if the other available defender is Holmes. I do agree with that. Please don't let it be Holmes. Switch up the midfield and switch up the attack. I want changes on Tuesday. I think we need to freshen it up. They've got to do something. Eaton Bray is Dunstable. I should know that from someone who's actually been brought up around, Luton, Dunstable and Milton Keynes. I should probably know the actual areas of the places I've been growing up. Sorry, I thought it was like somewhere in Australia. I probably look such an idiot now. Lewis, do you know how long Isaiah Jones is out? They mentioned it was 2 to 3 months. So I think because it's a back fracture, they need to. I guess I don't know. It's a funny injury, isn't it? I've never really. I guess when you have a back injury, it's like you have to be very careful with it because your back is so important, especially for an athlete. So yeah, I think you've got to be very patient and be extra careful with. So I imagine it's a couple of months. Danny, you've commented saying any plans for watch-alongs? Not at the moment, Danny, I'll be honest with you. I haven't had a break from YouTube yet. I've been uploading every day since the start of the football season, and I'll be honest with you, I need a break, but I can't miss opportunities and miss producing videos. People want to hear my thoughts on certain things, and also match previews. There's games coming at us quick and fast, so yeah, I'm still going to be producing videos still. So no watch-alongs as at this moment in time. Eaton Bray, if you roll down the hills at Dunstable Downs or Whipsnade Zoo, you'd be in Eaton Bray. There's a few hatters even here out in the wilderness. Okay, yes, I know where Whipsnade Zoo is. Why? Where am I? Ali was running around like a wrecking ball. Wouldn't be shocked if he gets dropped on Tuesday. It might be the better decision actually to drop him for Tuesday and play him put him on the bench and bring him on in the second half. Mason, you put some fan at full time was giving Keeley stick at the bottom, and I think Keeley said it's one game grow up. Fair play to Keeley. He's a new signing. Out of all the new players, why give him the stick? I really think it's not fair. Like, he's one player I wouldn't give stick to. Mark, you've commented saying, I can't stand these fans shouting out abuse. It doesn't help. I don't think it helps. Honestly, this is how I react. Yeah, so yesterday when the full-time whistle went, I didn't clap because I wasn't happy with it. If I'm not happy with the performance, I will not clap, and I literally just walk out. I look at the players and I try and sense what their body language is. I can see they weren't happy themselves. I can see Matt Bloomfield wasn't happy. He did express that in his interview after the game, and I just walked out. I can't be bothered. Booing for me, I think is wrong, because booing, I feel like, gives us some sort of entitlement. We're not entitled to win any game. You've got to earn it. So I don't personally like booing. You pay to watch a game of football. You're not guaranteed to see a win. That's football, I'm afraid. So I disagree with booing, and I don't care what people say about, I pay my money, I can do what I want. That unfortunately, that phrase doesn't go very far in certain aspects of life. I pay my money on lots of things, but I still don't get what I want. So that's how I view it. And yeah, I don't agree with giving abuse to players. And I also don't agree with, commenting on players' pictures or post online, giving them abuse or atting them on social media. I also disagree with that as well. Andy, you've commented saying it would take another 10 games to start getting that consistency. We'll catch up. Hopefully, we get it a lot sooner than that. Ryan, you've commented saying, I think for Wigan we should start Kadoa, right wing back, Nigel, Mans and Naismith centre backs, and Bramwell left wing back, and then push Ali further forward. But then who do you drop from the attack? As a Bradford fan who loves this channel, I thought Bradford were great yesterday. Luton had good movements but seemed to lack confidence going forward. Thank you so much for the support on the channel. But yeah, I thought Bradford were amazing yesterday. I thought we didn't move the ball well enough, or on and off the ball. I felt we were really poor in our movement, I have to say. Naismith looked very disinterested yesterday, I thought. He certainly wasn't at his greatest. Really, really poor. The great games, you've commented saying Keeley was arguably been our best player this season. He's definitely been up there. And Mason's also commented saying Keeley saved us from being 3 or 4 or 5. In fact, he made a fantastic save in the second half, which I thought was dead and buried. I thought Bradford were going to score the third goal. And then out of nowhere, Keeley pulls off this amazing save. So it's nice to see that we did see some of his shot-stopping ability. I think he also made a really good save in the first half as well. But yeah, Keeley made the scoreline a lot lower than what it was. The great games, you've commented saying it's ridiculous how our fans were giving racial stick. Some can be absolute knuckleheads sometimes. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. When I read that statement, I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked that a Luton fan, so bearing in mind where we are from, the actual town itself, how multicultural it is, the players we've had over the years, how someone... I don't get it. I can't... Racism, unfortunately, will never leave. There's going to be so many people uneducated who live in their own delusional little world, and they don't care. And unfortunately, these people exist all over the world. Whether they're white, black, yellow, pink, whatever colour they are, lots of people have this mindset. But what I cannot understand is when football fans, especially football fans, their football team, every football team now has players of different colours. Yeah? We've got club legends at this football club that have, who are not white. And how on earth can we have people in our fan base be racist towards these players? I just find it just baffling. I hope the person gets banned. I hope they lose their job. I hope their life is completely ruined. How dare you do it? Just how dare you? I just don't understand what goes through people's mindsets and heads when they say certain things. It's just ridiculous. I really don't get it. Especially when you've got, black players on the pitch, on your own team. In fact, we had a black player score for us. It don't make any logical sense whatsoever. And I'm glad they've been caught. I'm glad they've been arrested. And, they need to do more as well. It happened in the Liverpool versus Bournemouth game on Friday night, where the guy in the wheelchair was doing it. Alleged, by the way. Come on. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But a banning order doesn't do anything. A football banning order, it solves absolutely nothing. Does nothing. You need to do more harsher punishment. It needs to be more. And then that's when people will stop. People will stop. If the punishment is so severe, they will stop. But they won't. Last season, some even racially abused Elijah Adebayo. Come on, he's a Luton player. We should get behind him and support him to give him confidence and help him perform. Yeah, 100%. G1K2, you commented saying Wigan were poor against Leyton Orient, so I hope it's the same with another L team away on Tuesday. Fingers crossed. Mason, you've put, I can't believe it as well, especially with a team with a lot of black players. For me, it just doesn't make any sense why someone would do it. Especially where we're from as well. Harrison, you put, would you play Bramall as left wing back and Kodua as our right wing back on Tuesday? Yes, I'll play Kodua on the right hand side. Bramall, I just don't know how many minutes he can get. If we can get an hour out of him, then yeah, I would play him as the left wing back and then take him off when we need to take him off because he won't be able to play the full 90 minutes. Mick, you've commented saying ban them for life. It needs to be more than a ban. It needs to be more. Phil, you've put, we have a lot of black supporters too. It's disgraceful behaviour. Yeah, that's the thing. We've got supporters from all over the world. And this is what we're doing. Like, come on, people. Like, we shouldn't be doing this sort of stuff. Callum Wright is playing for Wigan currently. Very exciting for his antics. Hopefully he isn't someone that, you know, is one of those players that wind the fans up. I think on Tuesday I would start Walsh and give Clark a rest. I think Clark's been our best player though, Harvey, recently. Would I rest Saville on Tuesday? He's someone that I think needs to step up, man. He needs to step up. Like, he's been an absolute disappointment, and he's meant to be, for me, I thought he was going to be our most important signing this summer, and he's been performing really poorly. You know, one decent half. I know he's not the only player, but wow. Like, he's meant to be the guy that wins the battles in the fields, that wins the ball back, starts the attack. And he's not performing anywhere near the level. He's been really, really poor in my eyes. So, yeah, we need change. Changes need to happen on Tuesday. But anyway, guys, any more final questions before I end the live stream? I've got a very, very busy day today, actually. So I didn't watch any of the football from last night. I ended up watching the boxing. So I need to watch Match of the Day. I need to watch the two games that are happening I want to watch the two games that are happening on Soccer Sunday in the Chelsea game, and then also the Arsenal versus Manchester United game. So I want to watch both of those games. I'm also got to make my 5 things which we learn from the game against Bradford. So that's coming out later today. Tomorrow I've got match preview and also my game week 4 score prediction. So 2 videos getting uploaded tomorrow, guys. So hopefully you will watch both of them. And yeah, so I need to prep those 2 videos and also edit them and everything else that comes with it. And what else do I need to do? At some point I would need to eat. I need to do something. What else do I need to do? Yeah, it's just a lot of time on my hands at the moment. The 100 cricket is on. Oh, Jelly Belly, we do not watch cricket on this channel, mate. I'm sorry. Cricket, nope. Especially the 100, not the 100. Yeah, I just got so much to do. I've got loads of content to prep, and the problem is the game week score prediction videos. They take a lot of time to prep because I've got to analyse what other teams have done, especially in their previous game. So I've got to watch the highlights from yesterday. Lots of stuff to watch, but lots of prep. It's going to be, it's fun. If I really want to make YouTube a full-time reality, I've got to put the effort in. So that's what I'm doing right now. But yeah, really busy day. And also, I don't even have time to go food shopping. I need to go food shopping, but because the food shops close at like 4 o'clock on a Sunday where I am, I can't get there in time. So I have to do that tomorrow. So a quick trip to the co-op to get my dinner for this evening. I might just get a pizza. It's quick and easy. But yeah, that's my plan today. Just told you what I'm eating as well later. So yeah, that is my plan of action. Mason, you said the new home shirt is good. Just ordered it. Yeah, I've got that, as you might have seen in previous videos. Mick, you've commented saying putting them in prison costs money, fine them and give them community service. 100% Mick. Phil, have a good day. Lewis, thank you so much, Phil. You also have a good day. Will the Blackpool game be cancelled? Potentially. It depends how many international players get called up, but on current form, I don't think many Luton players are going to get called up. I don't know how many internationals Blackpool have, so I need to look into that actually. But yeah, it all depends how many players get called up. So unfortunately, I can't really answer that question. But yeah, any more final questions, guys, before I end the live stream and start my busy day? Anything else? Anything else? Right then, looks like I'll end the live stream now then. Thank you so much for watching. Please smash the like button on the live stream. It will, it does help the video perform better. Mick, you put, let's hope we get the win on Tuesday. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Let's hope we get the win on Tuesday night. Martin, you put, Lewis, did you have your chicken and chips yesterday? I did indeed, and it was delicious, and it helped with the defeat against Bradford. So it cheered me up for about 5 minutes. But yeah, I did enjoy it. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this live stream. Smash the like button on the stream, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Oh, no.